What's up? And welcome back to 5 Minutes or Less Weekly Motivation with Dr. Amoni Davis. Hey, this week's topic is, what's your legacy? So this summer I'm rereading the book, The 7 Habits of Highly Effective People, and it's really got me doing a deep dive and look at my life. So if you don't know me personally, I did school all the way through. From when I graduated high school in 2010 until I finished my doctorate program in 2019, I didn't take a single break. Because of this, I had very limited work experiences. In fact, I only worked at one job more than 1 year until the beginning of my doctorate program in 2016. Because of this, I always felt like I was super busy in life, moving and progressing. But in reality, I wasn't making much progress in any of the goals I had set for myself. You see, last week when we talked about keeping promises to ourselves, I realized this is something I really struggled to do my entire life. For example, when I graduated with my bachelor's degree, I took this job at Aldi's to be a district manager, blinded by this high-paying salary. And I had never had no money before because I grew up broke. So, full transparency, I didn't last at Aldi's very long for two main reasons. One, I couldn't get excited about fresh produce, but more importantly, I felt like I sacrificed one of my passions for money and it made me miserable. So I quit Aldi. I decided to go back to grad school and get a degree in counselor education. I figured what I really wanted to do with my life was help kids like me who didn't know what they wanted to do with theirs figure it out earlier in life so they didn't waste their money and go to school for nothing. But shortly into my first semester, I quit again. I changed majors from counseling education to intercultural communications, convincing myself I could still help kids through that track, but knowing deep down I really switched majors because one required less credits than the other to finish. Now this switch in major I thought was going to help me actually ended up hurting me because instead of working with kids, I ended up working at Bare Material Science that summer, working on campaigns for housing insulation. Again, I knew I sidestepped my goals, confusing movement with progress, not getting any closer to working in the field of education. At the end of my master's program, I finally realized I wasn't going to end up in the education field with a degree in intercultural communications. I realized I had been wasting a lot of my time and I wasn't moving anywhere towards my goal. I was just moving fast and staying busy. So before I began my doctorate program, I was advised to create a vision statement. This vision statement would help me stay on track even if I felt like I was slipping off my path again. The trouble was, even after I spent all this time in school, I still wasn't positive about what I wanted to do with the rest of my life. So I struggled, and I thought for a while. Then I finally realized I could write a vision statement based on the way I wanted to be remembered, whose lives I wanted to touch, and what experiences I wanted to share. And I created a vision statement for myself and made a promise to myself that day that no matter how hard life get or whatever options were thrown in my face, I would never take a job that fell outside of this vision statement. My life goal is to work to ensure better education efforts for marginalized and impoverished students so the pool of leaders of tomorrow will be larger. Since the creation of my vision statement, I've been doing a lot better at keeping on track with my goals. I've been working in education since 2015, and I can finally see the steps in my life moving me towards my ultimate goal of being successful and touching the lives I want to. I'll leave you with this final thought to think about before I see you next week. We're remembered for our actions, not our time. For the lives we made better, not the amount of money we made. For how many people we made feel good, not necessarily what we're able to give them. Therefore, your memory isn't something that just happens. It must be something that you work at your entire life. So I have to ask you, if you were to die tomorrow, would you be happy with the story they told about you? And if not, what are you going to do about it?